So I just had a thunderstorm blow through, and oh crap! Oh crap! Run away! Run away! Run away! Hello, everyone. Welcome back. As always, I am Limrock. Thank you so very much for joining me. Today is pretty much all about the farms. Wow, that was close. I'm not looking where I'm going. So yeah, we are gonna be doing a couple of different things today. I want to get a cow farm in place, just so I can get meat easier. I also want to work on getting a mud farm set up, as well as a villager breeder. So those are the top three goals for today. But I also have a project that I'm wanting to do, and it's gonna be fairly massive, and we're going to cover a little bit of what all it goes into it today. But what I know, or what I want to know from y'all, especially down in the comments, is would you rather see something just on the horizon, or would you rather it be a little bit closer? So either way, we're not going to be able to see it from like our main tower or pickle farm. That kind of looks weird from here. Anyway, but we're not going to be able to see it from there. But when you get along this edge of the platform here, along these islands, you'll be able to look out and see it. So do we want it kind of far out, about where that island is, right over the cursor? Or do we want it a lot closer? So let's say right along this area here. But let me know what you think, and that's kind of where I'll start working on it. Ow. Well, not what I intended to do, but I guess that works. Okay, so below me are 50 shulkers of sand. Part of that project that I'm planning on doing way out there involves all this sand. So this is going to end up being the main test of our smelter here to see how well it works. Am I draining? Yeah, I'm draining. Slow, but it's draining. We're going to let that go for a bit. We'll come back after a while. All right, so something I'm needing to do is I need to figure out how to get these cows from here to up there. And I can only think of one thing to do, and that's a bubble vader. But that is going to be a tall bubble vader. Before I do that, I've got to get a place for them to go. So let's start there. I'll get that built, and once I have a place for these guys to go, we'll get them upstairs. Okay, so 1 month, 2 holidays, 2 birthdays, 1 surgery, and 1 severe sickness later, I'm finally back. I have been doing some things in that time, but yeah, November is always a hectic time for us, and my wife had surgery, so it's taken a little longer than normal, and I haven't been able to play near as much, but I was able to get some things done. So here I have a automatic cow farm. This is a design my buddy Trek came up with, actually. Basically, the cows stand on the end rods, and when you feed and breed the cows, the babies fall through, but the adults won't. And then they come over here, and as they grow up, you just flick a lever, and the lava comes out. So, and you can open those if you need to get in. But I've already done a little bit here, as you can see, making sure that it worked right. And then let me take you up here. So this scaffolding is going to go away. That was just there so I could get the hopper chain going across. That hopper chain is there for overflow because all of our wheat and stuff is going to end up here. But I did an old-fashioned, basically water harvester, if you want to call it that. I got pickles in here so it doesn't freeze. But basically all I have to do is this. The water runs down, it collects everything at the end, and it goes down and it's ready to feed the cows. Now the only thing that I have to do is manually I have to come up here and replant. Now I'll do that off screen. Have to rehoe everything too, but that's fine. Oh, come on, go down. There we go. But yeah, it all ends up in here. And then I could take the seeds and things and I put them in this hopper here for it to run out. So it's working pretty good so far. Let me get some wheat. And I've got this all triggered. That way, when I'm not feeding the cows, I can walk on this and not worry about falling in. That's right. Come on, my pretties. Come eat. Okay. Well, that's a problem. Come on. There we go. Alright, so as you can see, my babies are here. Once they grow up, I can't flip these now because the babies, but once they grow up, they'll be big enough that the lava will actually cook them for me and put them into this chest. As long as they're young, the lava has no effect on them unless they bounce into it. So it's a pretty good little design. The background here is, I just wanted something different, kind of like a little mural. It's basically like a field of grass, a couple hills, and then you got the sky and the clouds. But that's pretty much that one. Here I've got the farm by Old Mango. It's just a simple mud farm. I like it a lot because all I gotta do is just step up and it does its own thing here. Come on. There we go. And within no time, I've got basically all the mud I need. And I am going to need a lot of mud, especially once we start dealing with the rivers here on the platform. I went ahead and laid down this pink wool just to do as a path. I'm pretty happy with the way these are laid out for the moment. So once I get the actual path put in, that'll be kind of my deciding factor. But I also went ahead and built this sheep farm here. As you can see, it's just pretty much a basic sheep farm. I just kind of expanded it a little bit. As you can see, it's just a chest, it's a hopper, minecart on top of a rail, and then you got the block, the sheep, filled with shears, observer, block, and redstone dust. No biggie. Now, what I wanted to do, I did want a pretty good amount of wool. So I kind of stacked it up, and I just ran it back with hoppers along the way here. So it works. Is it pretty? No. Most things I build aren't. But I do like it. It works well. But yeah, so all I got left to do is basically just put the buildings around these two, and I'll be pretty happy. So, oh, and while I'm at it, I updated the world to 1.21, so we're going to have access to a lot more things as far as like copper and the Pale Garden. So I'm hoping to get out there to those and to those. Hoping to get out there to the Pale Garden and get some resources there. So we'll see how that goes in later episodes. But let me get the buildings built here, and I will bring you back in. Okay, so I got those buildings around those two farms there. I wanted to do something different, especially around the roof line. I noticed I was getting into this habit of doing like a semi-castle build with both the tower and the pickle farm here. So what I did was I went in, made a little roof line, and then kind of left it flat and open in the center. And let me... Oh, that hurt. Ow, my legs. I'm alive. Anyway, so what I did, I've got it in here So this is open and it gives some natural light straight down, but it just kind of tears up slowly. I think it looks pretty good from a little distance, but I really like the way it looks. So we'll start here with the sheep farm. And as you see, I went ahead and put in some of the paths here. I didn't do this path. Originally, I was going to do the village breeder over here, but I think I'm going to leave it alone for now and maybe push the villager breeders out towards the corners of the platform. That way, the villagers will spread out to everywhere I want them to go. I kind of skipped the windows here and decided on gates instead. I thought it looked a lot better, and I just wanted something different. I'm trying not to get into the same habit where every single building looks the same, but it does kind of appear that that's a theme with me. So castle top, slight roof, flat top, slight roof, flat top. So I'm trying to change different things up. As you can see in here, I just put down wool, and then I just put in glow lichen, and I don't have any glow lichen on me. Okay, I'll have to come back and fix that. But pretty straightforward. Can I collect this? Nope, I did. Stupid. Okay, anyway. But yeah, so that's our sheep farm. I'm okay with the way that turned out. And then over here, is our cow farm. So I went back and forth whether or not I was going to keep the scaffolding here, but I really like the way it looks. It gives it that kind of under construction feel. But as we come in here, if we take a look around, the floor is different. I went ahead and went over to the Guardian farm, got a lot of material so that I can make sea lanterns. So these lines running down through here, that's the outer ring of the sea lantern, and then I've got pressure plates over the top. And because I didn't want to hear the click-clack of the pressure plates as I walked over them, I went ahead and put some green glass across the top. So I like the way it turned out. I think this is probably so far my best build. Over here, we've still got the Ilmango mud farm, and we can walk out this door as well. And I've got the copper golems on top of end rods. But I really like how this turned out. I may, add a window here. And then back here, I've left a way. Oh, hey, there's a guy. I left a way to get up and onto this roof. And as you can see, there's no windows back here. Because of the space, I'm seriously considering putting like an attached building to it. So, but I don't know what I would put here as of yet. But not only that, but in the meantime, or after I was done with all that, I should say, I put down a lot of scaffolding so that we can do today's project. So let me find where I put my copper. I'm not sure where I've left my copper. So I gotta go find my copper, and once I have it, I'll bring you back in. Don't know why I left it down here. Let me make sure I haven't left it in another chest. There shouldn't be any copper in here. This should just be tough and deep slate. Yeah. Okay. Got my copper. Not sure why it was down in the mines, but that's where it was. So, let's go ahead and get to the main thing I wanted to do today, which is making a bell for our tower here. Ow. So, I saw this done. Honestly, I forgot who I saw do it, but I just absolutely love the way that ended up looking. And I think when this thing patinas, it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so then once we have our stairs down, we just come in with our main block. And we go up 2. And then we do another round of stairs. And then once we get to here, we put a cap on it. Put another little cap, and then all I've got to do is attach it to the beams right here, which I'm going to need more copper for. I thought I had plenty, but apparently I don't. So let me get some more copper, and I will come back and make those chains. Huh. So I just had a thunderstorm blow through, and... Oh crap! Oh crap! Run away! Run away! Run away! What? Ow! Look at it! No! No! He was peaceful. I'm gonna have to go kill these guys. I don't want to. Ah! Yeah, die, you mutants. I got this. Man, I hate killing those skeleton horses. Did I get? Yes. Okay, now I can take care of you. Thank you. I was not expecting that lightning bolt. That terrified me. Anyway, let me get back to mining this copper. And if anything else interesting happens, I'll bring you back in. Okay, so yeah, I forgot to hit record. Not gonna lie. I finished this whole thing up, and I went in and changed out the cut copper for the copper block, which I like a lot better. I also used that cut copper, changed it into slabs, and made this chain design, but it just felt like too much copper. So I didn't want to... Did I just throw... I sure did. Oh well. I didn't want to use that much copper, basically. I wasn't sure how it would look. Can't believe I did that. But I also came in with the dark oak. It's all slabs. And I also put in a daylight sensor. Guess I need to swap that over to nighttime. That way, when the sun sets, that bell will ring. And hopefully it will. So, I think the only thing left to do is what I consider one of the most satisfying things in Minecraft, breaking the scaffolding. Oh, it's gonna hold. Okay, hang on. Alright, so let's break this beauty. I love doing this. Okay, so I forgot a piece of dirt. I actually kind of like that. I like the chains. I like the copper. I'm not sure if I like the dark oak entirely, so if you have a different idea for that that's not copper, I would appreciate it. I'm not so sure I want iron either, but I'm willing to try other materials for the chains. But I'm really happy with that. Let me pick this up. I really do like that. Let's see what it looks like coming in from on top without the scaffolding and everything. Okay. I don't hate it. Again, I'm just kind of questioning the dark oak there. But overall, I think it's going to look nice. And I think it's going to look even better once it patinas and turns that greenish blue color. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the little bell. Well, I will be once I get that out. But I think it's going to look good. I think it's going to do well. I would have loved to have done this in gold, but gold just doesn't have the stair variant. It doesn't have basically what I would need in order to flare it out like a nice bell. It would be much bigger if I tried to do it in gold blocks. But I'm pretty happy with it. I hope you like it. Let me know in the comments, and we will go from there. Also, don't forget to let me know about your thoughts on that future project, if you prefer it a little closer or more on the horizon from the edge of the platform over there. Till next time, stay safe, stay sexy. I'm out of here.